If you have never made a hand fan before, this is for you. Jump in. This is the hand fan base we're going to be using, and that's the fabric we'll use as well. We're going to be using gum, so that's glue gun or any other gum. This right here is called Evo stick or shoemaker gum, like some people like to call it. So if you go to the market, you can ask for Evo stick or shoemaker gum. Anyways, so we're going to be applying this to the brush all over the base. The way you see me do it, don't be stingy, apply it. Now one thing about Evo stick is that you have to wait for it to a little bit for it to dry, so just give it a few minutes for it to dry out before you come back and apply whatever it is. So it has dried out now, so I'm going to put in the fabric on top of it like that. Use your hand to smoothen it out. Make sure you iron your fabric first. Use your hand to smoothen it out properly. So after I smoothing it out, make sure you just smoothen the edges as well, cut off the excess fabric, and then we're going to do that for the back as well. Turn it over to the back and apply the gum as well the way we did it the first time. So we're going to put more gum all over the fan, and then we're going to put its fabric again to cover it out like we did the first time after we've covered it, and then trim off the excess fabric again like we did the first time. Now after trimming it off, I'm just doing this, little trim off just to give me enough room to trim it properly again. So just massage it right there, press it down, make sure it stays smooth, and then we're going to trim off the edges, like trim it to the last bit to actually bring out the shape of the fan base. After doing that, if you look very close, you see that I covered the hand as well, like the portion where there's a hole where the hand is supposed to be. So I'll just go ahead and now cut it off one bit after another. So this is the top part, and I'm cutting off the handle area just to create room for the hand like this. And then after we've done that, we'll now do the second part. The reason we didn't do the two together is just so that it comes out neatly and you don't just make a mess of the fabric and all of that. So we're going to do that for the back as well. Cut it off that way, and by the time we do that, we very much have the shape of the fan right there. And the hand is also visible. At this point, this is the point where you now create whatever design you choose. So we're going to be using this strip right here. This time around, we're using a glue gun, and we'll just apply it as much as possible and put this strip on top of it like that. Make sure there's a little bit of space at the edges. Remember that we just trimmed off the edges and it's quite open, so if you do it exactly, it's going to look rough. So you have to push the strip up a little bit, so I have the space on top of it. So we'll just apply it around the edges. At this point, whatever design you want to create, it's absolutely up to you. You can do whatever it is you want to do with this hand fan right here. So we're going to do that all the way to the back that way. Keep applying the gum to cover up all the edges, and then by the time we're done, this right here is what the base is going to look like. Now feel free to do whatever design you want, but in this case, this is about what we're going to be sticking with. So we're going to also put it round the hand area as well, but like I said, create a space at the bottom just so that by the time you're done, it will not reveal that middle that is rough. Now we've done it, so just fix that last portion as well. Do the same thing for the back, and at this point it's up to you to customize this hand fan into whatever it is that you want. You can even put more layers of this strip if you want. You can write a name, you can put stones, you can put flowers, you can see whatever it is you want to do with this. Feel free to just play with it however you want. So we're going to be covering the edges as well that way. Make sure you just put it right there to any direction you want. So we're doing that, and then we just cut it off right there, and then we'll do that for the other side as well right there. Put your gum and place the strip the same direction with the left side that we just did, and then you cut it off as well. Go ahead and do same for the back and continue covering this round semi-round area where the handle of the hand fan is going to be. Go on it, cover it properly, and just make sure that everything stays put and neat like I mentioned earlier. By the time we have done this, we'll go ahead and fix the feathers. This right here is the feathers we're going to be using. Feel free to use whatever type of feather you feel like. So we're going to use the glue gun to start gumming these feathers on the edges of the fan. So I'll go ahead and put my glue gun and start gumming it. Endeavor to use the side of the fan that's is downward, not the side of the fan that is upward. We have done the first roll in front. We're going to go ahead and do the first roll on the other side. So we're going to keep doing that till we reach the point that we want. That gold strip that we put on the edge. For this particular feather design, it is not compulsory to do it. So just feel free to skip that part if you want to. But sometimes I just like to do it just so that if there's going to be any reflection behind, I should be able to see that gold reflection, but really is inconsequential. We'll go ahead and create more layers. Feel free to do as many layers as you want, but I'll stop where I think it's okay. So I'll just keep covering with this feather right here. At this point, I think it's already full, so feel free to just adjust it however you want. There's no hard and fast rule. You can create whatever shape you really want to create at this point. It will still come out very beautiful. I can decide to leave it like this, and I can also decide to cover it with this particular feather right here just to reduce the empty space. So I'll just put it right there and just anchor it to this other side like this just to cover the space. That's the back. I've done it how I want it, and this right here is the front. I left a little bit of space in front because I want to create something else in front. I'll go ahead and pick this strip right here and do the same thing and just, you know, take it around the edges just to cover the band of the feathers, because I just feel like the band of the feather showing just looks somehow. So this is just for embellishment purposes and also to cover up the band of the feather. I'll pick this blue band right here. It's kind of smaller, and then I'll do the same thing and put it all the way on the edges. If you look closely, you discover that the band of the feather was still visible, so we just need to cover it right there. Do the same thing all the way around it. Make sure you make it neat so that your gums don't show, because it's going to look rough. Anyways, by the time we finish it, this right here is what it looks like. But we are not done. The next thing we need to do is to cover up the hand right there. So I'm going to be taking my glue gun and using the same gold strip to cover up the hand, just to give it a neat finish, to give it a beautiful fit, because, well, I could have left the blue, but having gold on the hand looks more beautiful. So just cover it up. This method of covering is called the wrapping method. You're just wrapping the strip around it, but please, as you're wrapping it around it, make sure there is no sign of blue, because we want to cover it up. Cover it, you know, perfectly. Make sure there is nothing bluish that is showing. If not, it's going to look tacky and rough. So for the edge right there, that's what we're doing to make sure everything is covered. We'll just pull it right there, put another gum, and make sure the gum is enough, but at the same time not too much to make a spill. We'll just take that right there, pull it, cover it, and then take it into the hand. So to help us make this thing sit properly, turn it over, and we're going to be seeing what the other side looks like. Everything is okay. So to finish up, just get our gum, just put it anywhere around there. After that, just put the strip on top of it, hold it down for a bit to make sure it dries up, cut off the excess strip, and use your hand to press down the remaining one to make sure it has stayed put and it dries. If there's any loose edge, just use a gum to put it on top and just, you know, massage it, and that's all. This right here is what it looks like. However, we're not done. You can actually still use this like this, but we didn't. We customized it, and this is the name tag that we use. So we just went ahead and brought out the letters that we needed, and this is the name that we eventually used for this particular fan. Went ahead to gum it, and by the time we finished it, this is what it looked like. Now the feathers were looking to, you know, just everywhere. We decided to just trim off the edges just to give it an even look and a neat finish. So by the time we finished it up this way, this right here is what it looks like. We took a brush and we just brushed it out. This is just to smoothen it out, to just make sure there are no rough patches. If you look out, you see that there's some that just poked out, so we may even trim it a little bit more so that it will be neat. And by the time we're done, this is what it looks like. Do you like it? If this video was useful, say thank you in the comments. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.